Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Modstream with Veeq. What's up, dude?
Hi.
How was your Christmas?
Good.
Did you unwrap all of those Zerg presents?
Yeah, I guess so.
If you missed it yesterday, the Christmas patch went live. It's pretty epic. You can check that out. There's even a news page. Wait, can I click on the news page yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's bugged. But...
I can almost click on the news
well.
page. You can click on the news page if you go to the HYDRA site, but that's pretty much it. That's our intro. And Titterman is asking in the HYDRA Discord chat about traps. Okay. So today, I thought we were going to have some momentous news about how all of the crashes have been fixed one day after Christmas and how it was a Christmas miracle. But instead, only some of them have been fixed. Still, good progress. But I'm going to hold off on actually shipping a patch because it's not a complete panacea to the issues that we have. So as a result of that, we'll just be working on some more stuff. And I was thinking about this, on the news page. I referenced that our goals were to improve the codebase's stability, to continue developing some engine extensions and some quality of life features, and lastly, to continue and finalize, most importantly, the tech tree changes that were going to be happening. And specifically to try to get Zerg up to par with all of the others in terms of the options that they have. And we realistically, Veeq and I, we don't have the framework down for us to be able to work with it. Us mere code-based mortals cannot simply just will into existence engine extensions and all of that other shit the same way that iQuare can. Maybe if we, pestered him for more documentation or something, we might be a little bit better equipped. So, yeah, things are looking like we're going to be on that fourth option there, the fourth task that I laid out, the one where we're just updating the tech trees some more. So even though I thought, it doesn't really make sense, it's not very useful to just update the tech tree, like right when we have some stability issues, I would much rather just work on that. Since I can't realistically work on that, and since Veeq can't realistically work on that, we're just going to be working on, I guess, some website features, but also the tech tree stuff. So this means that I got to go hunting for more graphics. Of course, there's always polish to do, so I'll probably, get some work done on some custom animations for some of these new units. I have to make an animation for the Bactylisk and the Zoryustaleth to actually turn into the eggs so that they can morph into their new morph counterparts. Then I've got to make a birth animation for the Othstaleth, and I've got to make a cocooning animation for the Iroleth. So I think those are the four that I need right now. Of the units that are already implemented. And then there's I guess I could improve some animations. Like the Quasilisk's attack animation could definitely be improved. The Ultralisk cocooning animation is kind of goofy. Although I'm not really sure how to improve it, but at least that's that. So there's a couple of things that I can take a look at in terms of, polish. I can go hunting for some reads for some of the abilities and whatnot. That would definitely be helpful. So yeah, there's a lot of things for us to be able to focus on in that polishing section, but for now we'll just be looking at what we can actually tangibly interact with when it comes to the...
So yeah, anyways, the news page should be fixed now. You will need to control F5.
Fuck yeah, news page. Alright, so yeah, this is the news page I was talking about earlier, and these are the goals for Q1 2021. And yeah, so stabilizing the code base, quality of life features, engine extenders, and tech tree additions. we'll be tackling the first one of those. I mean, technically, this isn't even Q1 2021 yet, so we don't have to adhere to that list at all, but that makes the most sense to me. So we will see what happens. Now, iQuare was, hey, you broke everything else.
Yeah, I just saw that. Oh my god, I don't know what I did yesterday.
You were Sleep Q7, dude.
Yeah, I was.
All right, so iQuare was very excited about the larval colony. The main thing that the larval colony has is the ability to spawn larvae at a rate lower than normal hatcheries. So while we can handle some code stuff for that, I would really like to just find an asset that makes sense for that particular structure. Now, there are a number of somewhat reasonably distinct kip ashes and whatnot for the Zerg that could, in theory, be used for this sort of situation. And I appear to have none of them. Farm, by the way. I have a feeling this is like some doodad from... Yeah. That's interesting. Wow. Nice kip ash, IMO.
I should be good now.
Hell yeah. Okay. So yeah, larval colonies have larval gestation. And they generate creep. Like all other colonies, create larvae. I like the idea. I also think, I'm still not 100% sure about this, but I am thinking that we might allow structures to regress to their previous morph, so that you could take like a Quazzle Quay and turn it back into a Vorval Pond. I mean, it's not very useful unto itself, but I guess it would be more like you could take a Vorval Pond and return it to a spawning pool, so that you could then go Nathrock Lake. The only issue there is like it would be a lot of time, and you're probably better served with other shit. Maybe it would be mostly useful for colonies, like going from sunken back to creep to spore or something. I don't know. I like the idea though, because like obviously this is something that I don't remember if you and Necron had the idea at the same time, or if one of you took the idea from the other. But I remember you telling me that Necron also did this, and that you had done something.
Yeah, it was actually his idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like something where sunken colonies could morph directly to spore colonies.
Yeah.
I think since we are playing up mutation so much for Zerg, I wouldn't want to just allow you to say, fuck it, I'm pivoting to this without any sort of recompense. All you do is all you do in the context of like a sunken colony morphing to a spore colony is you're spending money and time. But it's almost like you're not adequately punished for my money for going down the wrong tech path or whatever, like the wrong evolution path, I guess. Like, I think it should be more planning should be better rewarded. And if you do decide that you need to pivot, it should be something that you need to make that decision 30 seconds before the enemy is at your doorstep or something. And I still think it can be really useful, especially for defenses, because if you've just defended against an attack wave or an attack from an enemy, you can imagine like, oh shit, I saw an increase in air units, so I'm going to start immediately pivoting some of my sunkens to spores or something like that. And I also think that it's probably best that it never ends up being an adequate replacement for just dropping a new structure with a new drone. But it can be maybe 50% as effective or something, whatever metric you come up with.
Yeah, it should just like add some flexibility, but not actually. It shouldn't replace the decision making.
Exactly.
You're right about that.
Yeah. That was my critique of the other implementation that you and Necron had, where it just felt like you had too little punishment for making what would be considered a wrong choice. Um, and other than that, I mean, I guess the other way you could conceptualize it is it was no longer about making a right choice initially because you could always change at pretty much any time with minimal impact. So I feel like it would probably be best if we had some sort of regression system going on. And the regression I think would be free, and maybe it would be the same time cost as the morph, or it would be half the time cost as the morph, or something. So it wouldn't be costly in terms of resources, but you'd then still have to pay the full price of whatever you're evolving afterwards. So I think that would still be better than. I think that's a nice compromise in terms of flexibility, and I think maybe it doesn't end up really taking place uh, in too many options. I guess one case it's going to be awkward with that system is having the telling the AI to do it, because I can imagine them like starting to unmorph a fucking structure because they don't want to build another one or something. Like that would
It
be
actually was an issue on my map I had with that feature. They actually were like AI were actually constantly morphing from sunkens to spores and vice versa.
yeah.
I
Well,
I had to like use some knives tweak from eyes, I think.
yeah, it doesn't seem like a solid like I just imagine there's going to be a lot of things like that where it could get really fucked up. So yeah, there you go. That's my those are my 2 cents on the topic. Anyway, larval colony. Back to this. So requires the Iral Iris. I feel like I'm not sure about its cost. Might might be just right, but it also might be too cheap. Depends on how mass production you end up going with this, because obviously creep colonies take up a very small amount of space. So, like, my concern would be if larval colonies have, even though it's only 75% larval generation speed compared to hatcheries, that's
I feel
still,
like they should have 2 max larva though.
well, I don't like gimmicking the max larva because I certainly don't change it when you're increasing, and I don't want to either
Yeah.
because of the issues with decision making that introduces, where you're basically not punished as much for not using larva. Like when you were making a bunch of hatcheries in your base in that game that we were spectating yesterday, my thought was like you don't actually have the income, or maybe it was APM or something, to actually spend those larvae. So even though you were increasing your larva production, you weren't actually able to use them all. And that's like a natural punishment of like where you're not getting the most cost effectiveness out of your unit. Whereas if you could just increase the max, that's a problem. And the reason why I bring the max up when you're talking about the min is because if I'm changing the min, I should also be changing the max. I should be making it scalable. So I think with that understanding, it's probably best to just drop the efficiency to 50 instead of 75, so that they do it half as much. But the point I'm making anyway is that it's a lot of potential benefit if you just farm out with those. Like, I wouldn't want to make a structure that does that. You know what I mean? Like, essentially replaces multiple hatcheries. And I guess maybe making it so that, like, I don't even know what I had for their stats. It looks like I increased their HP by 50. Maybe shrinking their HP to 350 actually would help offset this, and potentially giving them a gas cost higher than 25. But I'm just thinking out loud here as far as to balance it, because the decision making should be: do I go with like a more expensive but much more like tanky, durable, and efficient way to get more larvae? Do I go for upgrading my hatchery into something else to get faster larvae? Or do I go for this larval colony outlook, which I guess maybe the offset here is that it's more drones that you're sacrificing for this. So maybe it's actually fine for it to be 75% if I just potentially increase the gas cost and decrease their durability. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to make it feel like the thing is, in order to get the same efficiency, you have to put two drones worth of structures out. But yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting puzzle because I didn't even consider about the drone thing until just now. So yeah, maybe it's fine. We'll see. I guess we'll implement it as per the current concept, and we'll iterate on it from there. But man, getting AI to actually handle utility colonies is going to be really dumb.
Yeah, I imagine so. So since we were actually talking about the colony changes I once had, what do you think about that? The other change that allowed you to place colonies of creep? Do you
I
have
think
any
it just ended up
thoughts of it?
being a complete gimmick over the race. Like, it didn't end up. It changed way too much about like how you actually use them, and it became way more like it felt like a poor man's way of implementing, facilitating rushes for Zerg, or like cheeses or something. That's like the best way that I can describe it.
Yeah, I
That
guess so.
that was my. I don't actually know what your motivation was behind it, but when I saw that change, I was like, oh, you just wanted to be able to like sunken rush somebody and didn't want to put in the work of like borrowing a Bactalisk or implementing or like
All right,
putting a
we have
hatchery down.
Bactalisks now, so shouldn't even matter.
What happened?
We have Bactalisks now, I forgot.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Is like I see value in being able to do stuff like that, but I also don't know if it's particularly sensible. I think that the idea that you had, I'm not sure if that's what you wanted. You wanted to be able to establish a foothold as Zerg somewhere else, but
yeah, I think so.
um,
Probably the reasoning.
yeah, I don't know what else I would suggest for something like that though. It just feels like it was too.
I just like forgot about the Bactalisk because it's like so bugged lately, and I remember it was bugged even in like HYDRA with upgrades.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty inconsistent.
No, they're not particularly. They aren't particularly epic, but they can do the trick. So. I do like when my browser tells me that StarEdit has viruses. So whoever made this graphic, for one, they just left this floating hole over there to the left, and for another, all of these frames are identical. So they didn't actually. Add an animation.
I should try using some Bactalisk with queens, honestly.
It's a bit of a gas competitor, but yeah. Could be big. Okay, we need. I was actually gonna have to make an idle animation for the. What do you call it? A mutation pit, because it's really weird to me that it doesn't move while it's not working on stuff.
So I guess I tried to actually implement the larva colony in GDP.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I'm working on its graphic.
What ID should I take for it?
We still have the. Oh wait, hold on. I feel like we have already taken some of these IDs, so I want to double check some stuff here. I go to unit ID. So it looks like we still have the Vorvaling egg, the Nathracor egg, and the Alcadrilisk egg. So why don't you take 216 and I will add it to the enum. Or you can, I guess. Where
Okay, I can edit.
at the bottom it's where it says egg Vorvaling, just delete that line and then, well, I guess you can cut and paste that line into the buildings and then just change the name.
Okay.
So that should work. And then I'll go into here and set that up here. So we've got building larval colony. Then I'm going to see, I have apparently, what is 179? Almac enter. 198 is the iron foundry. Okay, that's where I'm missing something. I guess I can start working on some of the turret stuff too, but I guess I didn't replace the side disruptor. That seems wrong. Oh, I did. Okay. Okay, so now we just have these here. Hell yeah, Mutas Dozen. How you doing, dude? How was your Christmas with your fucking cat stroller? What a reality. I got some pretty epic stuff. And I don't know, it's Christmas is a state of mind. And I can't say that I got into that state of mind very easily this year. What with the nature of how this year went. But it was still a good holiday, still a good time with family. Perfect. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh wow, the structure actually just had the top cropped off of it anyway. What a fucking laugh. So in theory, that should make that the top actually move. Oh yeah, let me actually preview this graphic again. Okay, now I need to go to the F colony. And man, it was fucking real amateur hour when people were making these graphics back in the day. Not that I'm any better, really, but. This is a larval colony. That's what that thing is for. Alright, I think that should do nicely. Although I'm pretty convinced still that the graphic is not going to actually animate as much as I'd like it to, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, no, you can't get anything in remastered, dude. Sorry, Blizzard said no. But yeah, this is what the unit looks like on the website. Has 75% larva generation speed compared to hatcheries. Obviously, you got to spend a drone to get it eventually, but should still be a nice utilitarian version. alternative. I'm not crazy about some of the blending over here.
Do you know what is the larva spawn timer for HYDRA? Like
It
how much
should be
seconds it
defined
is?
in the same place that it's the layer and hive are defined. Yeah, okay, I like this better because I know this is going to wink a little bit. And then I might just like adjust it slightly. It's a real finicky process, but thankfully, like, I don't usually do kit bashes, but I do find that they often have this like ephemeral nature to them where you get this sort of like, oh yeah, I guess that works. Quality to them where you just say fuck it. But the original version of this that I'm basing my kit bash off of is did not animate whatsoever, so I've had to go and grab some stuff from it. I hope that this will result in some better shit. So now if we go ahead and subtract, import, 4. Oh, looks like I screwed that up. I like how escape doesn't cancel. Reasonable program, okay. That should do the trick, I think. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Do I still have this open? Oh yeah, nice. Okay. Now export.
I pushed the larval colony stuff.
Cool. I'm just about
I'll
done
be-
with the graphic, so. Epic collaboration. You actually. All right, let's try. This. So I want to say now we need to go into images, TBL, add 3 entries. One for the main graphic, one for the shadow, and one for the damage overlay. Now we need to go into Flingy 338 larval colony. Say 0. I'm not actually sure what the normal Flingy dat looks like for the creep colony. Oh, it looks like I predicted it. So here we've got 454.11. Just copy that for now. And that should be fine. And we'll say $13.10, $13.11. $13.10 for the image ID. Should be able to save that and be done with it. The GRP ID is something we need to get from here. 1233. Larval colony shadow. 75 zeros. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't know you even left. What's up, dude? Larval. All right, I think we should be good now. Just, oh, I need to give it an ISID and then assign that ISID. So that's 553 because 3. Now we should be good. Just need a data overwrite the structure. So I don't know how much of the stuff you've implemented, but we also need to do the building morph code if you haven't, as well as whatever's in API.
No, I didn't.
Okay. That's DF's Christmas song. Also his every song.
Yep.
Oh shit. I forgot to tie in the damage overlay. 1235. Right now it's just a copy of the creep colony, but I can adjust it later. And just like that, I'm pretty sure that unit's done. Especially once I pull your changes. Build this. Take this opportunity to add all of these files. Oh, actually, a classic. I didn't actually do the unit stat changes, which I probably should have. So this was, what was the ID that I told you to take? I guess it should be here.
216, I think.
Oh yeah, it's the young chrysalis. Larval.
Rename that fucker.
Fuck yeah. We'll say 350. 75, 25, 20. Build. What else did we need for stats here? Apparently its sight range is 8. Seems a bit weird. Sight range goes down, homie. Now the other thing is I'm pretty sure I have to compare the... Alright, no, never mind. That should be fine. But there's something about like hatchery for, I guess, produces units is what it needs. Okay, should be good. I think that's all we need since it's a pretty simple thing. So I don't think we'll be able to morph it until that code is in, but I also didn't put a button on it or anything, but I should be able to spawn. Oh, I need to add the name first. Oh, wait, I think it's called Vorval Egg. Yeah, there we go. Zerg. Larval colony, and it's in buildings. I guess I'll set up the button strings while I'm in here. I will iris. 534, 533. Oh yeah, let me go to the ID here. Set it up as a building. And I guess I should also give it the
I just realized my implementation won't actually work with select larva hotkey, so not sure how to
wait, why
fix that.
not?
I don't know how to actually track the thing that select larva uses. So
I'm pretty sure if you just doesn't it work for the infested command center? I don't know how you
I didn't know
implemented
what.
stuff, but I'm
What
pretty
you
sure.
implemented?
Oh, I don't. We
How
don't
you
even have a button
implemented?
for that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's already like a hook for implementing all that stuff. So I don't know if you over-engineered your implementation or not because I haven't looked
Yeah,
at
maybe.
it.
I don't know.
But it should have been
Maybe there's
defined in the
something
same.
similar I'm not aware of.
Yeah, in larva creep spawn CPP, there should be code for determining what units can spawn larva and what their spawn timers are. That's where I thought you were gonna go with it. So that's 530. And then hatchery. Okay. And then I think we might have to give this unit the factory flag in unit stat as well. That way it can actually use rallies, though I don't know how successful that will be. Factory. And then create the colony. Say 9. Actually, we should probably move some of this stuff up. I think like creep. Move these up here. Move this up here. And then we'll say, I think it was like 533 and 534 for the train string. Okay. That's in. I guess we could implement the Elazaleth as well because I already have a unit ID set for it. All right, let me close that, re-add these files, and I'm going to have to reopen Firegraft so that I can add SGPTP. I couldn't build because of larval colony time undeclared identifier. So I'm not sure if I didn't pull everything or if you didn't push
Yeah, I'll
anything.
fix it 1 sec.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to like assign some secondary order, or how is it working?
In larval creep speed, hold on.
Yeah, I've added the larva timer on my side, but
Yeah, it's bool is Zerg main building. If is Zerg main building, order ID equals order ID spawning larva, else order ID equals order ID nothing too. So it starts at line 305 in larva creep spawn. You can see we've added infested command center already. I think Iquar did that. So you can just add, we also added sire. So you should be able to just add the larval colony unit ID check to this file. If I had to guess.
Okay.
And then that should allow it to spawn creep or spawn larva. All right, so I've done that. Ugh.
So how do I actually set up that morphing thing you wanted me to do?
Oh, I can do that real quick. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
If you want to follow along on stream or whatever while I'm doing it, so you know how to do it. It's
Sure.
just a bunch of hard code. So first thing I do is I jump into API, and I think most of these are building morph. Hold on. So in the middle of the API CPP file, there's a bunch of like conventional morphs and like some basically some bools that check unit IDs.
Right.
So in this case, sire hive layer. So we would do case unit ID. This is Zerg larval colony. I guess it really, in theory, should go over here. I'm going to reorder this so that we've got Sporin sunken in the same spot. So this is building morph result. We don't have to do anything for creep colony because it should be here somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll also move
I
it over
imagine
there.
so.
Yep. So, but if you're, for example, when I was adding the Zoryustaleth, I had to add it for its text structure. Yeah, I had to move defiler mound. Well, I had to add defiler mound over here, and then I had to move add Zarya Shroud to the source over here. So those are like how you handle that. So these two functions, and then in building morph CPP, I think the only function that's left is this here, which is get building morph type count hook, and all we need to do is in here we also need to do unit count plus equals get number of unit type unit ID Zerg larval colony, ignore incomplete. So it's basically, oops. It's basically the same thing as this. We're just making sure that this way, if the game needs to detect how many creep colonies you have, it will count this, basically. And then this actually reminds me to go into config, and I have to add some setups over here, I think, just for equivalent IDs. So we'll say equivalent IDs equals add creep colony larval colony, and this just uses unit ID definitions. So yeah, that's pretty much all you'd have to do. I don't know if you've pushed your fixes for the
pushing good now.
Okay. Epic.
It should be up.
And then all I did over here at some point was rename some infested command center enum when I was scrolling down, I think. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if there's anything that has to be done for the creep spread by itself. I also noticed there's a Boola's main Zerg building, but now I'm seeing... Oh yeah, it looks like we have to add it over here as well. At least I'll add it just to be safe. Oh. It's my favorite. That's me opening HYDRA and then having already opened HYDRA, opening HYDRA again.
Oh.
Crashes Firegraft in an infinite loop of access violations, which is pretty epic. I'll go ahead and push these changes.
Functional program, honestly.
Yep. Eventually this will finish building, I promise. Yeah, I think we've gotten everything now. The factory thing there, the factory flag, is also so that it can deal with larva. I mean, rallies. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't work. Okay, so we find this. Well, it tells me I've got the wrong string or something.
Nice coast.
Yeah, it's not even the right one though. It only took 75 as expected.
Yeah, I see.
Looks like the shit that I added down here is kind of fucked up. I wonder why. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, it seems to be working.
Does it have the select larva hotkey?
Does not look like it. I wonder if there's some button. Rallies seem to work though, which is nice. But I wonder if there's some button condition for.
Did you also add it to infested?
Larva exists, upgrading only, by the way.
Oh.
That's probably the reason. What is a hatch? Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, rally point 1 upgrading only, by the way. Why did I wonder why they needed to make a separate case for that. That is ill, whatever that is. Anyway, I'm gonna check to see if there's anything.
Probably because buildings in construction can't actually do anything besides canceling, I think. So.
Oh, there is a spawning larva thing in here, so I don't think it actually does anything, but we'll see.
I think we are just overriding it with GPTP anyway, so.
Yeah, it probably doesn't matter, but figured I would check it out. I also have to look into why that string is messed up. Yeah, looks like we still don't have the button anyway. So. Oh! Wait. I know why we don't have the button. It's actually for a completely unrelated reason. Forgot to set the buttons.
Like preset?
No, I made the button set, but didn't connect it to the unit.
Ow.
That works.
I should probably also fix it for infested command center.
True. Let's see if it works for them. Because Infested Command Center is not in the... Oh yeah, it does.
Cool.
Infested Command Center isn't in the enum for... Or isn't in that unit ID or whatever. The debt requirement check. Still don't know why the animation is bugged. Alright. Well, we got ourselves Epic. I know that the creep spread speed doesn't, or the creep spread doesn't actually kick back into gear when it lands off creep for some reason. The infested command center, I mean. And so there's never creep for larva to spawn.
Maybe you have to like resend some secondary order or something.
Yeah. Well, the secondary order is for spawning larva. I think the primary order is for spreading creep. I wonder if maybe I can fix that by going into infested command center.
There is an order called init creep growth.
Yeah, script starting creep growth. So it's probably just not meant for things that can move, is my guess. Because the same thing happens to sunken colonies that you drop with a transport. Dude, now you can drop larval colonies. That's pretty fucking funny. I wonder if that'll cause some really weird issues where they'll spawn larvae while inside transports. Larvae will just start popping out of the transport. Alright, well. I still have this open somewhere else, it looks like. Larval colony. The ID is 216. Oh yeah, I guess I should send the GRP out to DF for the icon. And where's my June 3 Hong? Here he is. Okay. I don't even know if Koreans celebrate Christmas, but I wish to Merry Christmas anyway. I'll actually keep the ID the same because otherwise it'll show that fucking whatever it's called, the young chrysalis icon. Well, I guess I can actually. I'll change the icon ID so that all we'll have to do is change the icon later, and I'll have the creep colony icon copied over. I was gonna do something else as well. I think its ability needs to be marked as implemented. And we're good. Just need to then go into tech trees, frames, take 143. Replace 216. Boom. And we'll say mark larval colony as implemented. Still needs okay. Boom. IMO. I'll go ahead and pull this stuff. Would you believe it? It only took us under an hour to get another unit in. Can you believe that? I mean, obviously we have to add like AI support for it, but whatever. That's another story entirely. I still have to go in actually, and there's like one more thing I needed to fix, which was, oh, I guess I can just look this up. Oh yeah, the reason for the psycho cost was that I didn't have the It's larval colony build string. I didn't have the hotkey set up. So it should be resolved now. Yeah. I guess I can also go into a little bit more detail with it. And then I'll add the latest files to the repo, or to the what do you call it? The editor MPQ. And then we can go ahead and place it in the test map. So it needs to go next to there we go. All right. And what did I say yesterday I was going to do here? Just delete these, I think. Purple Mongoman. Figure you can just spawn in men if you want to. IMO. All right. So there you go. Dude, I think we're epic. Yeah, pretty sure we got this, dude. What should we do next? What do you think?
I'm trying to fix the creepy issue with infested command center.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll mull over what else I want to implement while I use the bathroom. So I'll be right back.
You.
So, oh yeah, I should actually do one thing here. Gotta adjust the HP value of the website display for the larval colony. Correct HP. Okay. All things considered, I feel like that was a pretty quick turnaround. Did you end up getting any luck had on the...
Not yet.
Okay, okay. Ringed Tinyman. Oh, what a fucking lark. What a haha. Actually, let's fucking do that one. That's an add-on in the making. I just need to convert it. Dude, they have... Why does everybody have to have such boring names for their stuff? I know I've complained about this before and all, but seriously. Oh, this is gonna be called the Research Center. Boring! Oh. Yeah, I told you about that while I was doing it. Yes, just a second ago.
Oh yeah, really?
I said, yeah, I don't know why that happens. You goofball. It looks like the only animation for this thing is the... the ring that spins around it, so... It's perfect for me. I mean, my fucking structures don't upgrade stuff, so... I don't need work animations. Although, actually, at the scale it's currently at, the structure may not be very useful. We will see. I may have to, kit bash this onto some sort of post. Or, like, use some other structure as a base for it or something. Alright, because I need to... I guess it's just easier for me to select since it's one frame.
So I did try to force an unit creep growth order when landing, but it didn't help. I'm not sure what I actually need to do for it to work. So
Yeah,
I guess
that
we will need wait for that.
I honestly, there's probably some other order or function or something that needs to be called again. Wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
anyway.
probably.
All right, I'll leave that for later. Since that's not.
If I would know what that is, though, I could also fix sunken and other colonies for dropping.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't we post that in the programming bin? If you post
Sure.
asking iQuery for more details on that, that might be epic. What am I looking at here? Fed building 07, it looks like. Merchant port, by the way.
Maybe.
You. The fuck? Oh, I see. I was supposed to do that. Okay. That seems fine, I guess. Fine. It'll do. I remember when I first tried to convert this graphic, I was getting fucked over by an incomplete understanding of a lot of this stuff, like how the colors worked and whatnot. 1278, or was it 2178? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oops. Whoa! Okay. Now it's time to grab all the team color. Every last pixel must go. Thankfully, there's not actually that much on this asset, so it should be relatively smooth sailing. If I had to guess. And then there's some stuff here that I'll have to unmask afterwards. Just got caught in the crossfire. The other silver lining is even if there is a lot of team color or whatever, it's only 11 frames, so any manual work that has to be done after is not really that big of a deal compared to some of the other graphics that I've seen that have hundreds and hundreds of frames. I don't think there's any actual animation that impacts the team colored areas. As far as I can tell, it's just like unrelated stuff. Though I am seeing a small discrepancy from frame to frame. The best part is I don't think this graphic is actually big enough for me to want to use it. But we'll see. It's probably still bigger than the barracks. Mm. It is weird to me how some of the lighting seems to just randomly change. So if this ends up working out as the captaincy, I'll still have to go hunting at some point for what do you call it? The whatever I'm going to use for the iron foundry, but I can probably grab it from this as well. All right. I think that worked out all right. So we'll call this captaincy. And let's come in here with the, what do you call it? Oh, actually, I should also grab this and put it in here. And IGRP. Oh, right. So for this, we'll just export out as a frame set. All right, so we've got 2436 divided by 12 is 203. Get our grid in order. Okay, so this is what it looks like here. Looks like it needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So, oh. So this means that this graphic needs to there'll be a copy here. So 1, 2 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we should be able to take this, layer via copy. Okay. So that should work. Looks like we're all still in order in terms of the order of things as well. So why don't we go ahead and index this to game basic. Save, and we'll go ahead and try and re-import those as well. This is 12. Nice. That should do us solid. Just go ahead and export that, and then export as 1, because I got to make the shadow. Let's see. Shad. What's up, Bilithal? Oh, cool. Thank you, DF. Let's try that very basic shadow. And while we do, oh, that is another thing I didn't even think about. Now, normally when I do the larval colony, I actually have the shadow. I try to get the shadow aligned with stuff. Oh yeah, I still have to fix some shit with that as well. I feel like the top is also kind of fucked up, but whatever. But yeah, I usually try to actually like put the base graphic in there, so it's probably something I should have done, because I don't actually know right now, for example. Oh, that's unsupported because the frames are too large. The fuck? So how can we...
So I have refactored some of the news and articles code.
Oh, cool.
On the website.
Looks like we could just do that. And then we can recompile. Close this shit for now. So what does the code refactor look like?
I fixed some of the issues with articles because they weren't actually layouted properly. And I also refactored some of the code that was common on all articles. So the project HYDRA header is just automatically added.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is where we're gonna jump here. Yeah, I think I just have to redo the whole thing, which is fine. It's not like it took me a long time. And let's take this.
So what unit are you actually trying to implement right now?
Right now I am implementing I'm just converting a graphic, and then, well, I've already done that part. I'm creating doing a shadow. For the building. Okay. Should be good to do that. Once I get this into the game, I'm going to try to make it work for the, what do you call it? The captaincy, which is going to be a tier 3 Terran bio production structure. Yeah, I was actually contemplating flipping the graphic anyway, which might be better for long-term shit. Wait, what am I even doing? Just grabbing the final frame again. Okay, reasonable. That's a nice bug. Yeah, this game never really had a particularly intelligible set of graphics. I guess I don't know how to describe it, man. Like some of it was pretty reasonable, I thought. All like some of the concepts or whatever, but a lot of the time the technicals were fucked. So it also doesn't help that like they probably have their own very specific set of things going on. Hopefully that will be fine. Hydra, unit Hydra, Terran. And then we'll say all right, that's easy enough. I also know that I want to hunt down another couple buildings here. Mining station, by the way. So what do we have here? 1760, 143. 1760 divided by 11 is 160. I don't know about this one. It might not be big enough. Oh. I guess it's, you know, people who look at Hydra for the first time often think like, holy shit, did you guys make all these graphics? They're epic. And I mean, I don't really think they're epic. They're all placeholder shit. But if
Yeah,
everybody
true.
else thinks they're epic, either that's
Medbay is pretty cool.
What happened?
Medbay is pretty cool.
Yeah, the medbay is the only non-placeholder graphic in the game. Well, I guess the ion cannon is also non-placeholder, but it's not like public. Yeah. You know? I think like the shaman graphic is kind of neat. It's pretty close to what I would want. But yeah, for the most part, I'm like I never know how to respond to when people are like really happy about the graphics. I am so far from happy with the graphics, right? So Like, to me, I'm just like, what? So I can't, it's just hard to know, man. Hard to know how to reply. Yeah, for sure. Even after the recolor. I will say, Aurora, a lot of the unit graphics will probably feel a lot more like they're part of the game when I deploy custom voice acting and stuff for them. And I think the extra attention to the audio files and stuff is probably also pretty good. Like the sound effects and whatnot. I think that also helps. I can't believe I have to disable the fucking grid just to do that. Goofy. Goofy alert. Okay, I think we're good on the masking. Oops. I'll also just say thank God they decided to use purple magenta tones for a team color. Otherwise, I would never be able to select them. Or maybe I would if they was all the same color, I guess, because I've done like graphics that use red for the team color, but I imagine it would be pretty goofy. Oh, that was super easy if that's all it was. Holy shit. Yeah, well, I think you can look at the aesthetic and the direction and the. It's just the med bay is like another tier above even all of these other graphics that we're taking from other games and shit. So that's how I would put it. Anyway, wait, don't do that. What's wrong with you? Okay. Let's check this one out and see what we can do here. This is also 11? Maybe it was 12? Maybe it was 10? What the fuck? It is 11. So... Oh, maybe my crop job there fucked it up or something? I should probably just do that instead. And now we should be able to import it. Hell yeah, homie. Oh, actually, before I do this, I also need to take this into Photoshop. How you doing, Molly? I gotta say, it was pretty fun having like you and Alexander and Ultralisk. I think one other person also came back after a while. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking of Don since he had been sort of away from the streams for a bit. But I found it really funny that like we got you guys in, and then just like immediately after that, basically, you guys were like, "What the fuck happened to HYDRA? Holy shit!" There's like so much stuff. I thought that was it was a nice like reminder, I guess, of how much had actually changed. Iron D Foundry, by the way. Oh yeah, this is where I also need to check that. What the fuck? Oh.
Is there maybe a method to check if a unit is a suicide unit? In Duke2P?
I don't think so. We might have to supply our own flags for that. What's up, fraud commander? What am I doing? Import. Oh, I see. Oh wait, I know what happened. Sort of, maybe. No, never mind. I have no idea what happened. Dude, I really don't understand what just happened there. Okay, so we have these. All right, let's do this as a single image here. And then We can export these as 1 BMP per frame. We can take this. Okay, now we should be able to set this to 12. I don't really understand why that was happening. And now we should be able to figure out what the offset is. By taking these 2 frames. Take this one. Oops. I've got to set this to 0. And then that. Okay. Oh, I am sorry for your loss there, man. Okay, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 9 up and 3 over. Yeah. So I would need to take this. Canvas out. I guess we'll say like 6 on either side. We need to do smart object. We need to take this and go over 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think, anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what we need. Then if we take this, just paste this here. Yeah, okay. So this is what we needed for this. So we'll just go ahead and save this as 11. Then we can grab this and do the same thing again to get our final. Oh shit, really? Yeah, I guess when they said that they were done doing updates to Starcraft 2, they also included bug fixes in that. We're not updating the servers either. See ya. All right. Should be able to close this now. Now it's just time to do the shadow itself. Let me just confirm. Yep, okay, beautiful. So Iron Foundry, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this bad boy and give it the shadow treatment. This is kind of a messed up perspective. But whatever. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I wouldn't be surprised if Blizzard's codebase just self-destructs every now and then. Some vengeful employee. But yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. All right, so the only thing here is I'm going to have to reopen all of these after the fact and mop up some, take a chunk out of the right there so that it doesn't show. And we should be good. Although I don't know about the shadow for the almost built frame, but I suppose that we will see later. Alrighty then. So now we get to do the fun part of, let's close this and that. We'll say $199. We've got, I was giving some thought as to what unit IDs I'd be taking for the units that are going to be built from these structures. So we have Phoenix, who I only kept around because of Deliverance and thinking I was going to need an in-game unit display for the hero of that. We have Danamoth, who I didn't use yet because of hardcode, and the Matriarch, which I also didn't use because of hardcode. So we'll find the hardcode for the 2 unit IDs that I referenced that have it, and other than that, we have Phoenix. There's probably 1 or 2 others as well that I can free up, but those 3 unit IDs in particular, I think I'll probably be using for some Terran units. I think we need at least 2 infantry units and 1 vehicle unit, but ideally we would find even more unit IDs. It's just that I don't know how likely that is. And then we have the 2 egg unit IDs, but I was thinking of using those for the new Zerg structures. So yeah, we're gonna need to crunch some numbers to figure out what we can actually implement here. Because we've done the larval colony today. We still got the 2 queen morphs and their nests that we want to implement. And then we have yeah, we've got a couple of things here, so I don't know what's gonna happen there, man. So what are you working on now? Just the website and stuff? Or
Well, currently I don't have anything to work on. I just finished some GPT stuff.
oh, what were you doing in there?
Some tooltip adjustments.
Epic. Well, if you want to look at the unit ID enum and tell me what we got going on there. Like the normal unit ID enum, not the HYDRA one. If there's anything that stands out to you as not being used currently. That way we can start planning for the other units.
Looks like Cerebrate is free.
Yes, that's correct. This, I think the NORAD 2 is also free. Oh shit, dude, I just realized it's already fraud time. Hilarious.
Yeah, it looks like Naruto is also free.
Yeah.
So you have 5 units, I think?
Well, the problem with using those two is that, well, the Cerebra is probably fine to use. The NORAD 2 case is difficult.
Why?
Because Kian is using it for his maps.
Oh.
And it's yeah, so it's used in a couple of places as well for like melee map neutral objects and stuff. I mean, I guess we could just use neutral Hydra Terran structures or Hydra structures in general or something.
True. Well, I will play, obviously. So.
Hell yeah. And hey, that wasn't obvious. You weren't around for the last couple, but I think that's because of your classes and stuff. Okay, so we got this, we got that. Should be able to close that now. 199. Oh, looks like I already named them. That's nice. So in that case, we'll go back to units. Okay. 8. We got
Spalatal wants to play. We have 3 people.
you. I think UED is asking to play as well, I would imagine, so. All right. So I've set up the stuff there. Now in the sprites case, what do we have here? 670, 671. No. So this is Captaincy Foundry. And captaincy is 12. Alright, what is captaincy? 13, 12. 13, 14 for the Iron Foundry. $791.12. 8108.12. Those will be incorrect, I'm sure. 339340. Okay. Get us out of here. Oh, I didn't actually set them up with ice scripts. Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, and the almost built has to be 0x, or sorry, should be 11, I think. Same for the captaincy, I believe. Okay. So now, let's take a look at what we got. Oh. Shadow's wrong. I guess I should probably get the shadow done a little bit differently. Oh. Looks like it has. Actually, I have no idea what it has for Firegraft setup. Oh, yeah, it has set to the factory. Okay. All right, all right. Cool. So we have those implemented, even though they're a little rough around the edges right now anyway, but I'll go ahead and push them. Oh yeah, and I should build the latest plugin from you, actually. And then I guess we're done. So we've got 3 new buildings into the game today. I'm not going to mark the 2 buildings as actually implemented yet because I would like to actually give them something to build first. But I don't know how that ended up over there. Implement and Foundry and let's see. Also unique image. Oh yeah, I actually did not do that yet. Images TBL. $12.42. Okay, so that new dev build has all of that stuff now, which is pretty nice.
Cool. Would be nice if we could release it before tomorrow's Starcraft.
Even if we end up releasing, like, I guess the larval colony will be a nice addition. I'm hoping that tomorrow iQuare is able, well, for one, I should get up earlier tomorrow and actually be around to work together with iQuare to fix those issues. I'm hoping that iQuare will be able to resolve some of the problems. Like the stability issues and stuff. I think his work did fix some of the crashes because it was much more rare for me to get one. I'm going to try to dig up some more info with like an attached ollie after Fraud Night. Aside from that, yeah, the larval colony will be nice. I still have to fix up its graphic.
So by the way, I don't know if you intended that, but adrenal surge on Vervalings also works with air units.
Vorvalings have adrenal surge. Oh, as in when they're moving towards air units. Yeah, that's suppose that's a bug fix I can implement right now since I know where that is. Unit speed. I guess I'll have to build because Visual Studio is pretty dumb. Yeah, I didn't think so. In air, maybe? Flyer. I'll test that real quick now.
Well, good records really counter not records.
Your forces are under
Like a lot.
Doesn't surprise me. They're pretty tanky units.
They are also AoE and melee, so.
Well, the AoE is conditional on them having energy.
Yeah, true, but if they have it, then it's...
I actually feel like I liked the idea of Gorger cores countering air units, or not air units, having an interesting counter ability to
Casters?
casters, but I actually think that the AoE thing is really powerful, and but also if they run out of energy, they become completely different units in terms of their damage output, like what's actually useful for them.
Yeah, true.
So what I would like to do as a refactor is give them some other kind of benefit, where they get lifesteal for every energy point of converted, like every energy point that they steal, they convert into like HP or something. I guess it would be like a half conversion. So if they steal 10, they get 5 or something, or maybe even a quarter. I don't know.
And then they wouldn't have like the energy counter. So they would have essentially they wouldn't have energy then.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Like maybe I guess you could have it so that their energy is spent to heal them, and so they naturally regenerate energy. I don't know exactly how I'll do it, because then if we keep them having energy, then they can be interacted with like power siphon and energy decay or entropy gauntlets from the savant. There's a couple of different things that can interact with them. There's a couple of other things that would be at play there. So I kind of want to preserve their energy stat, their specialist flag, so to speak. But I'm not 100% sure how to do it while still keeping it interesting and reasonable.
Looks like Maelstrom's law is not working.
It applies after Maelstrom's stun, or it should. Or it should also apply to units that don't get stunned at all, I think.
I don't think it's actually applying to non-organic units, so I'm not sure.
Oh, so when you throw it onto a
Make mechanical.
Right. Slows the movement speed of not all non-organic targets by 50%. Oh yeah, I guess so. So the Maelstrom stun applying a slow afterwards is actually an older implementation. Like it's an implementation of an older concept.
Right.
So. Yeah, I guess we'll have to fix that at some point.
And also, we didn't do the hallucination changes.
Well, yeah, I forget why you said something. You ran into some issues with that, but
yeah, I didn't ever actually do any abilities. So, I mean, I did the queen ones, but they were already hooked. So, I'm not sure how to actually add new ability. I mean, a hallucination is not exactly new, but
well, we're talking about changing the targeting of it and the application of it to AoE. It should be pretty trivial to write a unit finder for it.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure how to do the timer though.
Oh, you just apply a timer to the units affected by it, but what do you mean by timer anyway? Oh, you're talking about the delay before.
The delay, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be something that iQuery eventually looks at, because I don't know how to do it either. So we fixed the Vorveling issue. I feel like there was another bug fix recently.
We had the egg thing, but we didn't actually.
Yeah, I don't know if it's related to the same one that's still happening. I also noted that down. So I guess I'll just write in the larval colony. Say utility structure that generates larva at 75% compared to attributes morphed from creep colony. Acquires iris. And the other bug fix that I was thinking of was infested command centers now having a button to select larvae.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't know if it's really a bug fix. It's like an oversight. Oh yeah, the other one is like super minor. Salvo yard now has a unique damage overlay. Okay, I'll also add here that for the future things that we need to work on, Maelstrom now correctly slows non-organic targets and no longer slows organic targets following their stun. So that should fix that issue. And I think that's everything that we need. Let's say oh, I guess the ion cannon, I'm going to implement that soon. So that might even be tomorrow morning or tonight later. That will be added to the game properly.
Sorry, what did you say?
The ion cannon is going to be added soon with placeholder animations. I just need to update. I need to actually give it a 3-second animation delay and play the sound, which is pretty trivial. And then after that, I think we just need to give it AI support and stuff.
I guess I could also add the egg and stand unit multi-selection to the to-do list. Because
yeah, true. Well, no, that's already in there. Egg multi-selection.
Yeah, we just need to validate that.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is I've had that multi-selection and rally support for eggs and cocoons. I've had that for a while on the list. I also noted air splash because I'm going to be reworking that. I already started to, but we have that on the back burner until the egg stuff is fixed. And I think that's everything that we observed today. So yeah, it was a pretty nice, low key, but still productive, like taking stock stream where we figured out some shit and made some progress implementing some stuff, getting some graphics. So I'll just list larval colony animation tweaking. That's the last thing that I need to do. And yeah. Canon animation and just put crash investigation. Okay, epic. I think that'll do it for our stream today. Thanks again, Veeq, for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
We're going to be smashing out some bots on Fraud Strike Night pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. See you soon. Bye.